Alright, so we're out in the machine cave here. So this is the underdrive cabinet for my South Bend Heavy 10. I thought, well, I should just be able to wipe this down and get away with putting the gray machine on this blue base. Wouldn't match, but wouldn't be terrible. And then I started cleaning it, and of course the paint started coming off. And when you get the dirt off, you start to realize that it looks crappier than you thought. Like, this is bare steel, this is original South Bend gray, and this is blue. There's a couple other layers of paint underneath it here. You can kind of see the green here. So I guess I'm going to strip this down and repaint it. I was in the process of checking out the wiring for the reversing switch here, because it should mount on the front, not just be hanging loose like this. Grounds weren't connected to anything. All the rest of it looks like it's alright. But what I'm going to end up doing is when I repaint this, I'm going to drag it outside. And to get some weight down, I'm going to pull the motor assembly there. So that's these 3 bolts here. And I'll show you what the motor assembly looks like underneath it here. So that's the counter shaft. The flat belt rides on this runs up to the lathe head itself. This drives off a V-belt off of this. This motor is fairly recent. I don't know exactly how old it is, but I do not believe it's original. It's nice and quiet, no problem. This is not quite so quiet. It's a little sticky, and you probably, I don't know if it, like, you can kind of see it fetching up a little bit as I roll it, but I can feel it kind of going tick, tick, tick. And so it's a little grumbly. I think the bearings are probably just dried out and toast. So we're going to pull this whole mess out of here, replace these bearings. I'll clean all that garbage up. I guess probably paint it while it's apart. And that'll get this light enough to where I can deal with it. The motor, you can see the cable back there. I want to run it underneath of here so it comes up in the middle. You can see the back end of the motor there. This is the center of the cabinet, and the reversing switch should mount right here. So I'm going to have to make an angle iron bracket. It'll just come up through here, be a flat bracket here, and the switch itself will mount right to the bottom side of it. It'll sit this way on the front of the stand here. So that's basically where I'm at. This is not an original South Bend switch. It's an Allen Bradley switch. Tucked into the motor, I found this guy here. This is someone's wiring diagram for it. And I know that's no way that's going to show up, but this says DuPont Printing Rev 1062. So this is some vintage DuPont stationery. This machine was supposedly, well, I was told that it was originally purchased by DuPont, and I guess this kind of lends a little credence to it. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting that it was tucked into the motor after all these years. Anyway, I guess once I get this mess down here out, I will make another quick update. Looks like it's just 3 bolts, but I know this bad boy is going to be heavy, so this should be extra fun. And of course there's nothing flat to put a jack under, so I guess I'm just going to kind of wedge something between the floor and the bottom of the motor here to try and carry the weight. Or maybe I can lay something across this opening here and sling it to the motor shaft, or underneath the motor here, so I can let it down gradually. Anyway, should be fun. Okay, it's out. Big open hole, big heavy thing. Let me tell you what, they did not spare a bit of gravity on this bad boy. Look, this is all cast iron. It's a motor plate. It's got to be 5/8 of an inch thick, maybe 3/4 of an inch thick. This is a little fatter yet. You see the side of the casting. This is a web here, but I'm just going to guesstimate that easily at 1/2 inch. These are solid all the way through. And with scraped scrape surfaces. I don't get it. But there it is. I guess I'll have fun tearing this bad boy apart. This weighs damn near as much as the bed does. And it's certainly more awkward to get out. That opening is not really big enough to get this in here. So you have to kind of thread it out sideways. Should be extra fun to reassemble. Gravity will not be on my side at that point. Oh well, I guess I'll figure that out too.